Hello and welcome to the Motorcycle Report. My name's Ryan, and if you're like me, you want to know all there is to know about the past, present, and future of the motorcycle world. Well, today's Halloween, 2018. I decided to go ahead and watch a scary motorcycle movie so I could review it here for you and let you know if it's worth watching or not, and what my take on it was, and was I scared, wasn't I scared, and all that good stuff. It being Halloween and all. I've had some chocolate today, but certainly not enough. I'll probably get some more here pretty soon. I doubt I'll go trick-or-treating, though. But getting a little old for that. But in this movie, Psychomania, they could have been trick-or-treating motorcycle riders. Yeah, they were all wearing helmets with painted on skull faces on the helmet itself, on the actual visors. And so, before I go any further, let me just say this movie was made in 1973. It's 95 minutes long. It was made in the United Kingdom, and it was a big ball of cheese, as a lot of 70s B movies tend to be. So, but did I enjoy it? I'll tell you what I enjoyed about it, okay? It was, let me tell you what it was about. It was about a biker group or biker gang in England. And the good part, I think what I liked the most about it was that they were all riding Triumph motorcycles. And I don't know, maybe those were 350s back in the day, back when Triumph was making the first round of Bonnevilles and things like that. Nice bikes, so that was neat to see. But the plot of the movie left something to be desired, extremely desired. It was really silly. So you have this biker gang, I guess you call them something. They were called the Living Dead, and the leader of the gang said that if he kills himself, then he'll be able to come back to life and be immortal. And so all the rest of the biker gang decides, well, that sounds like a good idea. We all want to be immortal, so let's all go kill ourselves. And so the funny part of it was the different ways they found to kill themselves. You know, one would jump out of a plane without a parachute. One would jump into a lake with a bunch of chains on him so he'd sink to the bottom. One guy jumped off a bridge and was hit by some cars, and you saw him laying there with a big smile on his face. Not gory. It wasn't gory at all. I don't think there was any blood at all. They must have some sort of a rating system over there at the time where, hey, we'll show your movie, but you can't have any blood in it, not a speck. And there wasn't any blood at all. But it was one of those 70s cult movies where weird stuff is happening, like the days before CGI and all the movie magic that's going on today, when they had to come up with cult ideas to kind of get their ideas of magic across. And this thing had to do with frogs. It had to do with everybody turning to stone, and really silly deaths, like they'd be riding down the highway and one of them would lean over and stab a tire with a knife, like that's going to happen going at speed on the highway. Anyway, I don't know what to say about this. I wish I could get my 95 minutes back almost. Great to see the Triumph motorcycles. Interesting to see them riding around and stuff. It was just lots of fog in the movie, as they tended to do back then. But yeah, so it was a good thing I had a big bowl of popcorn with it. Ate the bowl of popcorn, enjoyed that. And I'm going to quote Wikipedia just to give you an idea of what the plot was, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it. So I'm quoting Wikipedia now. Quote, Tom Latham, an amiable psychopath and the leader of a violent teen gang, enjoys riding his motorcycle with his girlfriend and loves his mother. His gang dabble in black magic and call themselves the Living Dead. In a similar vein, his mother and her sinister butler get their kicks out of holding seances in their home. With her help and following in his father's footsteps, Tom returns from the dead. One by one, he and his fellow bikers commit suicide with the goal of returning as one of the undead. One of them fails, but the ones who do return gather together at a secret place called the Seven Witches, a circle of standing stones, after which they continue to terrorize the locals. So this kind of, I don't know, for me it was like an English PSA, public service announcement, almost like, don't if you're going to ride a motorcycle, don't be violent doing it, and don't terrorize people, and don't cause problems. It's almost like this movie could have been made by the government over there in England, and saying, yes, let's do this, so then everyone will behave themselves after they see it, and something like that. It was not really that scary, not really that gory, but really weird, as a lot of the cult movies from the 70s tended to be, the B movies. It's called Psychomania, also known as the Death Wheelers. And when I started watching it on Amazon Prime tonight, it was the main title was Psychomania, and that leads me further to believe it was some kind of PSA in England at the time. The Death Wheelers, like death dealers, it sounds like a wordplay on that, would have been better, I thought, as the main title, The Death Wheelers. This just sounds cooler, I guess. None of the actors are big names. I have never heard of them. I was born after the movie was made, so I can't really say that I remember any, and I've never lived in England, but there's no sign of the times in the late 70s that I remember that I could refer to anything. It was definitely before my time. But I would definitely not recommend this movie unless you're wanting to see some old Triumph motorcycles. It looks really sweet. Nice to see them. But besides that, I don't know. Gonna have to pass on that one. But yeah, every Halloween I'd like to watch kind of a silly, scary, supposed to be scary, motorcycle movie and let you know about it. The trip back to the 70s, I guess, in one regard, it was kind of good to take that trip back in time, but it was just so overwrought and wasn't very good. Had to do with frogs and had to do with people turning to stone and just low budget PSA, if you ask me. I feel bummed out that I'm disappointed in it, but now you know something about it, and now you don't necessarily have to see it. So, unless you really want to. Those Triumph motorcycles were cool. All right. Ending on a good note, and happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you're enjoying it. And I'll end this report now. So that ends this report. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to hear more, please click the subscribe button. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon.